Hi everyone, how are you? Jess here. I hope you're well. Welcome to your weekly intuitive collective Reiki healing. This is going to be for January 15th to the 21st. For those of you who are back, welcome back. I'm glad that you found previous healing supportive. And for those of you who are new, welcome. The way it works is I normally cleanse our space, yours and mine, before I do any healing. And then the way my weeklies work is I pull 3 tarot cards, and I currently am pulling from the Shadowscapes Tarot, and it just sets the tone for the healing. And then I give about a 10-minute or so Reiki healing, and intuitive messages come up in the process. Now, if you're new to Reiki, it's a harmonious energy healing modality that will never deplete, it will never cause harm. It has nothing to do with my energy. I'm just a conduit, but it does have to do with your willingness, your willingness to collaborate with it. So I always like to give the reminder that a lot of this healing is happening on a subconscious level. We're completely unaware of it, but that doesn't mean that you won't experience physical sensations like temperature changes, tingles, tension, releases, maybe emotional releases, epiphanies coming to you. Some people just simply feel a little bit more at peace, more relaxed. There's no right or wrong way. Now, what's beautiful about this modality is that it can be done from a distance. It is just as powerful receiving it virtually as it is if I were in the room with you. What's really great about having these pre-recorded videos is that you can watch them repetitively, and each time you're going to get a new layer of healing. So feel free to come back to these if you feel like you might hear something you didn't hear the time before, or if you just need the healing that you deserve. Okay, guys? So how's everyone doing? I want to thank you all for your patience with my, moving at a slower pace, honoring my body and my energy as I've been working through some kind of rundown, little cold stuff, little sickness. But, I want to say I work a lot with the collective energy these days, and I'm doing a lot of transmuting of energy, a lot of like emotional processing of the collective, specifically for people who are unable to process their own emotions. So it takes a toll. It takes a toll. And my body was like, nope, you need a break. So I appreciate your patience. I'm trying to get my weeklies out on schedule as I normally do. And those January videos are just going to continue to come out as my body's able to. But we'll get back on track. I'm feeling much more myself. And I appreciate all of your loving words, you guys. I love you guys so much. So again, if you're new, please subscribe if you haven't already. If you found this healing supportive, share it with someone who you think it would support. We have a really beautiful community growing here. I love seeing the comments towards each other just being so helpful. This is how we can heal the collective, feeling this unity, feeling this love, feeling like we're not alone. And you guys are just naturally doing it in such a beautiful way. So I honor you guys so much for that. So how are you guys feeling post this really beautiful new moon last week on the 11th? 3 cards, please, for this weekly healing. This is from the 15th to the 21st for the collective. Ooh, whoa, there's one. For the collective from the 15th to the 21st. Let's get 2 more, please. Thank you. Oh, that was 2. All right. Beautiful. Okay, guys. So normally messages start spewing out really fast. So I'm doing my best. Oh, this is so great. I'm doing my best to just show the cards, maybe a couple little messages, but then let's get into the healing as quickly as we can. Okay. So let's look at this beautiful artwork. We got the 2 of Cups. We got the Death card. This is probably my favorite Death card I have ever seen. Look at that glorious phoenix and all the light. Oh, I love it. And we got the 8 of Pentacles. Okay, beautiful. Let's take a moment and we're just going to prep for our healing. Now, again, for those of you who are new, and a review for those of you who are back, you don't have to work when you're receiving this kind of energy healing, okay? So I just suggest that you really focus on being present with yourself and present with the healing, and that is enough. If you find that you're really in your mind, or maybe you're incredibly spiritual and you're kind of off into the light and the ether, I suggest that you come back down into your vessel at this time and just take a breath. Really feel your body. Notice what parts might not feel connected. Don't change anything, just notice and be really curious. But let's just take a breath to say, I'm here with myself right now. I'm in this room. All my life circumstances I can get to in just a sec, okay? And you can sit, you can lie down, whatever. Let's take a moment and thank the Reiki for all the healing that's about to take place for the collective. Hmm. Hmm. I'm already getting this like mass perspective shift. It's pretty cool. I'm also feeling a lot of head pressure with you guys. Let's see what's going on. Maybe we're in some self-doubt, maybe we're having some spiritual awakenings, maybe we're just mentally overloaded. Who knows? We'll find out. Now, in the astrology, definitely in the past, I mean, we can say really since last summer, Venus has been doing a lot of work, and that's relationships, right? You got the Two of Cups. I'm not necessarily picking, I mean, it could be, but I'm not even necessarily picking up on like intimate relationships or partnerships. However, like I said, absolutely, if that's your story and that's kind of what's showing up the clearest in your life right now, then that's the relationship, you know, that's coming up for you. But I'm also just picking up on just relationships in general. How are we valuing or even viewing our relationships, whether they be business relationships, friendships, familial? I'm also really picking up on, with this Eight of Pentacles, you got two. I'm picking up on like new work relationships, or really transforming and shifting and metamorphosizing the relationships that we have with work. Let me think of an example. Okay, let's say you've been working at the same job for a while, and a relationship with your boss or a coworker or things like that has just gotten stale. Maybe you guys are just never on the same page, or something like that. The energy that I'm picking up on here in a scenario like that would come off as, let's completely dismantle what's not serving us in this relationship so that we can grow not only individually, but to really find the passion again in the work, the collaboration, so that it can just be more creative, more at peace, more serving to everyone involved. Okay, so that's just an example. And it's because I'm picking up on this Eight of Pentacles. I'm also picking up on this energy of giving, like charitable. And this is interesting because charitable, not even necessarily in the sense of the obvious, charitable, maybe like financial charity, things like that. But it's kind of strange, but I'm picking up on like a charitable energy, even in the sense of giving people the benefit of the doubt, not taking things as personally or seriously. kind of like being the bigger person, taking the higher ground at times. But for those of you where what's at the forefront is like a very serious relationship, either a partnership, a friendship, a family relationship, something that's very um, deeply soul connected, maybe it's years and years and years or lifelong, there's some sort of a huge perspective shift happening within that relationship. And that can manifest in 1,000 different ways, you guys. So, what we're doing in this healing is focusing on how we can clear any distortions or any stagnancies that will hinder or slow down or not serve whatever this perspective shift is, so that we can therefore move forward as smoothly as possible. Might not be smooth, I don't know, depending on your relationship or your situation, but so that we can move forward as divinely as possible. That's the ticket, and moving onto that higher chosen path. So for some of you, that might mean an end of a relationship. For some of you, it just might mean an end of what you always may have viewed the relationship as. I know in the past couple of weeks, we've had a lot of mass spiritual awakening, final dismantle, huge perspective shifts, things like that. And a lot of it has come off more internally than externally. So for some of you, this could just be a very deep, deep soul level reframe, where it might then affect how the external looks in certain ways. But this death card is coming off really internally to me. Like you're just, some of you, it might be really abrupt. Like you might wake up one morning and just go, wow, that's what this relationship is to me. Or, oh, that's how I should be looking at it. Or, oh, that's what was blocking me, so that we kept like butting heads, or there was resistance, or we weren't getting the work done we needed to. Hmm. Some of you are like deep in this right now, like you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I always just trust that you guys are like, oh, yeah, 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 I know, because I don't know your stories, right? So let's tap in with our chakras now and see what's going on. I was feeling, like I said, some head pressure earlier, but I couldn't quite tell what that meant. Hmm. Yeah, some third eye pressure, little bit of heart, but it's quiet. It's quiet. It's really up here, guys. And I think it's really a different story for all of you. Some of you, and this has come across in a couple of the sign readings and the past weeklies as well. Some of you, it's this kind of buildup of your spiritual team going like, hey, you haven't really tapped in with us in a while. We miss you. Don't forget we're here. And it feels almost like a buildup of pressure. Some of you have been deep into your spiritual work, and that buildup is like possibly like, get ready soon, or maybe you're in the midst of it, that there's going to be this massive like third eye opening. I also want to remind folks of the very real physical sensations of what comes with a lot of these solar flares that are coming in, really upgrading us. Everyone's sensitivities are growing right now, whether they, see it or not, or want to admit it or not. We're being upgraded in many different ways. And it's all for our highest good, right? And that's also going to look very different to everyone. But yeah, I'm feeling this pressure cooker is not the right term, because it doesn't feel necessarily like volatile or aggressive, or like, someone's going to all of a sudden lash out. It doesn't feel like that. It honestly feels like a slow buildup of internal wisdom and information, divine knowledge that wants to burst forth. Some of you are actually maybe not even intentionally suppressing it because you have so much going on right now in life in the 3D world, and your spirit team is like, oh, but here, look, there's this new thing and there's this new thing. And on a subconscious level, you're like, okay, oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. I'm going to get back to that later. I got to handle this, 3D stuff, this adulting stuff, right? Um, I don't know about you, but first half of January was a continuation of this final dismantle of the end of the year. And this new moon on the 11th was really this kind of pivot point, a turning point of us being able to go, okay, now let's get ready for the new stuff. Like I said, 2024 is fast compared to the past 4 years. Just much quicker energy. So let's just focus into, not even just the third eye, guys. I want you to just focus into your entire head, your skull. You can think of it physically, you can think of it in any way you want. But you can even in your breath imagine that you're bringing that breath into the brain, imagining that the brain is really inflating and deflating. See if you can find any part of the brain that's kind of resisting against that and it doesn't want to expand. You can think of it on a more superficial level, any part of the skull, any part of the scalp, right? I'm specifically feeling the temples with you guys. And I'm feeling that occipital region, right where our head meets our spine, where we all hold a lot of tension. It's also a place where a lot of us can hold a lot of fear. Okay, yeah, something really opened up when I mentioned fear, and I felt that in my body. So, some of you with this build up, subconsciously, you have fear because when we continue to get more sensitive, it can be really scary. Or when we get more information about our own spiritual path or just about our path in general, it can be really scary, especially if it's different, if it's uncomfortable. But let me just speak to the example of sensitivities, right? When we all of a sudden feel more sensitive to things around us, it's a very vulnerable and raw feeling, and we can feel like we're out of control, and it takes time for us to really integrate that and to honor ourselves and be gentle with ourselves and practice clearing and grounding and what's mine and what isn't mine and things like that. That example is specifically for my people who feel very empathic. I believe so strongly that every human on this earth has sensitivities and abilities. It's just a matter of how they communicate to us, how much we're willing to tap in, notice, acknowledge them, right? And there's no right or wrong there. It's just we all have a journey. So people are going to acknowledge them when they're ready to and when it's time for them to. But that's just an example. I'm also like getting pulled back to like work situations now. Some of you, this Two of Cups into the Death and the Eight of Pentacles is very much about like your relationship with a coworker or your employees or your boss, maybe just one coworker, a business partner. But it feels really good, guys, because it feels like there's a reframe and a cleaning out of the debris within a relationship that needs to be cleaned out because it wasn't serving anyone. Yeah. Yeah, once I mentioned the fear, the skull started to open a little bit more, but I can also feel some of you still kind of like like you're not quite ready, like clinging on to, oh gosh, but I don't know what the fear is. Maybe you can let me know in the comments if you're feeling comfortable sharing, but there's some sort of fear that's blocking whatever this perspective shift is. Change can be hard. I'm just hearing that. New, different, uncomfortable, unfamiliar is all hard. But sometimes it's necessary, and sometimes it's what brings us to the most amazing experiences, relationships, connections, situations that we never would have even dreamed of. So, what is holding you back right now from finding a new direction within some sort of a relationship, especially where more giving can take place? That can be from both sides, from, maybe it's about receiving gifts too. A lot of people have a hard time receiving love or gifts, or, take it at any level that you want to take it at. It could be receiving someone wanting to pick up a shift for you and you feel really guilty about it, or, these are just examples. Because the heart is in there, guys, but it's being really quiet because this was so strong. So clearing up a little bit more in that, like, third eye region. I'm also just getting on a physical level, like self scalp massages, or if you guys practice things like gua sha and like facial massage and stuff, that could really benefit some of you right now. It's just coming up strong. If that resonates with you, look up gua sha on YouTube, or yeah, just like self-soothing scalp massages can be so not only grounding and nervous system regulating, but like what an amazing way for you to connect with yourself and find that self-love. I mean, it's so great getting it from someone else too, absolutely, but doing it to yourself is really powerful. I don't know why that came up. Maybe it's just for one of you, but try it. Try it. All right, guys. Wow. This is great. It's it's like slightly cryptic though. So, you know me, I always get really curious. I'm like, what is going on in your lives? What's going on, guys? So, if you feel comfortable telling me about, how this applies to you, what relationship are you working with? What's going on with work with you guys that you would love for all of us to send some healing towards and some love towards? What's going on with work? Some of you, it's really exciting. It doesn't all have to be bad. And don't be scared of this death card, guys. Look at this. Look at this phoenix immediately rising. That's death. It's not about the drop down. It's about like already lifting up. The minute that something dies, whether it's a negative thought pattern or a, you know, um, physical thing or whatever, like the minute that some sort of a death happens, there's an immediate birth. And that's why I love that card. All right, guys, let's take a moment to focus in on the that third eye color of violet. Okay, you can even think of like the color of my sweater here. And we're going to take a final breath together, and we're going to imagine this color coming into our body. It's going to fill up every single square inch that we can find in our bloodstream, our cells, and it's going to start dancing and growing stronger. We want to hold that breath for quite a bit. Yeah. So getting all the air out. And then as we inhale, we're not going to force that inhale, but really slow stream inhale in through the nose. Okay. Don't feel pressure on that. If you have to exhale before I tell you to, that's fine. So let's get all the air out. And we're going to inhale through the nose slowly. Hold at the top, feel the violet coming into the body, literally see it filling up all of your cells, dancing, vibrating, vibrating. Allow your mind to open. Interesting. Open your mind, open your mind, open your mind. We're going to take a big deep exhale and push out all that debris, what doesn't serve us. Open your mind was what came up. Open your mind to new perspectives. open your mind to new ways of navigating a relationship or navigating your work or just navigating your life. I always love when a brand new message comes up as we're holding that final breath. That is amazing. I feel that strongly in my body. Let me know if when you heard open your mind, if you felt that in your body or if you got an epiphany in that moment, because I feel like some of you did. That was very cool. I'm feeling my crown buzzing a lot on that. Nice, guys. You guys collaborate with me so well on this, by the way. I just love doing these weeklies for you. We're going to take a moment and lock your energy up into your solar plexus nice and tight. We're never putting on armor, okay, guys? We're never guarding. We're opening ourselves up to anything. We have free will to let in whatever we like. But right now, we're going to say what doesn't serve us, please stay out. And what's mine is solely mine. I'm not going to give it to anyone unless I choose to. Holding our own power, right? Guys, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I hope you found this healing supportive. This was just lovely this week. I really liked this one. Again, please like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know how you're doing. Send some love out to everyone else. December into the first half of January was really rough for a lot of us. I think all of us could use some love and reminders that we're not alone. Yeah. If you want more information about my one-on-one immersions, where I do coaching, spirituality, self-love, lots of things with forward movement in your life and whatever aspect of life you're looking to find that in, I'm here for you. My Reiki information, my intuitive energy work is also down below. My not my website yet, sorry. My email address is down there as well. I do have a new website launching soon, so keep your eye out. I also would love for you to keep your eye out very soon for The Shift, which is my new online program, which is this really affordable, digestible, do at your own pace first step into your best friendship with yourself. It's for people who are like, enough is enough. I need a change, but I need a little bit of reframe, perspective shift. How can I learn to love myself more? That's what The Shift is. It's really powerful. So keep your eye out for that. And lastly, thank you so much to those of you who send donations for the work and the energy I put towards these. I truly appreciate you. And if you found this healing supportive, all that info is also down below. Keep your eye out for your signs for January. Even though they're late, they're going to be powerful. You can watch them whenever you feel guided to and experience them. And guys, I love you so much, and I will see you next time.